If I were to ask you what is the financial capital of India, without a second thought, you would say Mumbai. And if I were to ask you another question, which is the richest state in India, you would say Maharashtra, and that too without a single doubt. But did you know that Maharashtra was not the richest state in India after independence? Up until the 1960s, West Bengal was actually the richest state in India, the largest contributor to India's GDP. And today, as per the financial year 2022-2023, Maharashtra has contributed about 13% to India's GDP with a GDP of $435 billion. Maharashtra's GDP alone is greater than the GDP of Pakistan, which is roughly about 340 to $350 billion. And Mumbai, which is the financial capital of India and the capital of Maharashtra, has 92 billionaires out of the 200 billionaires that India has. So roughly about 50% of all Indian billionaires, they live in one city, Mumbai. But we need to ask one important question here. How did Maharashtra become the richest Indian state? To understand how Maharashtra became the richest Indian state, it is important for us to understand the economic history of this state. So, to understand the economic history, let us go back to the 17th century. Let us go back to the time when the Portuguese actually gifted Bombay, the then Mumbai, to King Charles II as dowry. Yes, before the Britishers actually controlled Bombay, it was controlled by the Portuguese from 1534 to 1661. And while the Portuguese, they did not do much of the development around Bombay, they did some fortifications for defense. It was the Britishers who actually realized the potential of Bombay and actually were responsible for a significant part of the development of Bombay prior to independence. So, in 1687, the East India Company established their headquarters in Bombay for the Bombay Presidency. Now, at that point of time, the Bombay Presidency included the current day Gujarat, two-thirds of the western parts of Maharashtra, the northwestern region of Karnataka, Sindh, which is in present day Pakistan, and Aden, which is part of Yemen. So, all of these regions collectively, they were called as Bombay Presidency. Now, Bombay Presidency actually had geographical advantage. Now, when we look at Maharashtra, it has a coastline of about 720 kilometers along the Arabian Sea. And this was the reason as to why Maharashtra became the epicenter of trade and commerce in India, specifically Mumbai, because Maharashtra connects India to the Middle East and Europe via the Arabian Sea. And this is also why Maharashtra was important for the Portuguese because of its closer proximity to the Arabian Sea. So the British actually understood the importance of Bombay, and by the 19th century, they were able to join the 7 islands of Bombay, which included the Isle of Bombay, Little Colaba, Mahim, Mazgaon, Worli, and Parel. And it was also in the 19th century, 1853 to be precise, when the first railway network was actually launched in India. So the first railway line was actually 32 kilometers long, and it ran between Mumbai, then Bombay, and Thane. And at that time, Bombay had already become a major port city. And by the time the Suez Canal was opened up in 1869, it was at that point of time that the importance of Bombay grew even more for India, because Bombay was closer to the Suez Canal and was able to connect India with the Middle East and Europe by cutting distance as well as time, as compared to the other ports of India, which were in Madras and Calcutta. Even the first successful textile mill was actually founded in Mumbai, and its name was Bombay Spinning and Weaving Company. It was founded in 1857, and this company laid the foundation of modern day textile industry. Now, around that time, the US was actually the largest exporter, specifically for the UK. But during that time, the US was actually going through a civil war between 1861 to 1865. So it was not able to produce cotton at that point of time, which was difficult for the UK, specifically Manchester. And so as a result of the civil war in the US, Manchester and the UK as a whole, it had to turn to India, specifically Bombay. And that is when Bombay became the largest cotton producer in India during that time. And by the end of the 19th century, Bombay actually had 70 textile mills. Not only was cotton being exported, but cotton was also being processed to make final finished items, which were then being exported elsewhere. Today, Maharashtra is the second largest producer of cotton in India with a 23% contribution. And it does not stop there. When we look at sugarcane, Maharashtra was also a favored location during the British colonial era. And in 2022-2023, Maharashtra was the largest producer of sugarcane in India with a total production of over 138 lakh metric tons of sugarcane being produced in the state. Not only that, but post-independence, Asia's first successful cooperative sugar factory was also installed in Maharashtra. It was actually founded by Vithalrao Vikhe Patil and Dr. D.R. Gadgil in Ahmednagar district's Pravarnagar. Coming to the 20th century, many new industries were actually introduced in India, and Bombay became the hub of these industries. So Bombay became the home of Bollywood, which is the largest film industry in India. Not only that, but the financial industry, specifically the banking sector, also grew during the 20th century. Now, it was not the first time that the banking sector was actually established in India, but during the 20th century, the banking as well as the financial industry as a whole, it grew. And now Mumbai has the headquarters of some of the biggest banks of the country, including the Reserve Bank of India, which is the Central Bank of India, State Bank of India, Union Bank of India, ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank, to name a few. And it does not stop there. Two of the biggest stock exchanges of India, one of which is the oldest Asian stock exchange, the Bombay Stock Exchange, which was formed in 1875, as well as the National Stock Exchange, which was established in 1992. Both of them, they are headquartered in Mumbai. National Stock Exchange alone has a market cap of over $4 trillion. So you see, Mumbai has transformed into the financial capital of India. Maharashtra as a whole is not only contributing to agriculture, but the banking and the financial industry, and also the entertainment industry. Maharashtra has become the home of almost every single industry, every single major industry in the country. Due to all of these reasons, Mumbai is called the financial capital of India, the entertainment capital of India. It is the city of dreams for Indians because this city has plenty of opportunities for everyone. You may be thinking that I've mostly talked about Bombay or Mumbai and not about the other regions and other cities of Maharashtra. So does that mean that they do not contribute much to the overall growth of Maharashtra? It is not like that. Now, even though Bombay's contribution to Maharashtra's economy is about $140 billion, that is in nominal terms. So the nominal GDP of Mumbai is about $140 billion as per Niti Aayog. And when we talk about GDP in terms of purchasing power parity, that is roughly about $310 billion. However, there are other cities in Maharashtra that contribute significantly to the growth of the state. And these include Pune, Aurangabad, Nashik, Nagpur, Solapur, Kolhapur, Ahmednagar. All of these cities, they contribute majorly to the economy, to the overall economy of the state. Now, I just talked about two terms over here. One is nominal GDP and the other one is GDP in terms of purchasing power parity. Now, what do I mean by that? So nominal GDP actually means the overall value of goods and services that are being produced in a particular region. On the other hand, when we talk about the GDP in terms of purchasing power parity, what that actually means is that we are going to look at the overall cost of living in a city. So it includes the expenditures and everything that basically allows you to compare how cheaper or expensive it is to live in a particular city. So when we are talking about the overall output of a particular region, we are going to talk about the nominal GDP. On the other hand, when we talk about how rich a particular city is, how much wealth a particular city has, we are going to look at the purchasing power parity numbers. So, as I mentioned earlier, cities like Pune, Nashik, Nagpur, Ahmednagar, Aurangabad, they're all important cities when it comes to contributing to the overall GDP of Maharashtra. In fact, when we look at the automobile and auto component sector, Maharashtra contributes roughly about 20% to the total output of India and 25% to India's exports. And this automobile and auto parts industry is actually located in Pune for the most part, as well as other cities like Nashik and Aurangabad. Now, Maharashtra is also responsible for 20% of India's software exports, and Pune has become one of the top 3 Indian cities contributing to India's software exports. Now, apart from Pune, Aurangabad as well as Nashik and Kolhapur, they are also emerging cities in this particular sector. Another important sector for Maharashtra is the pharmaceuticals sector. Maharashtra's contribution to the pharmaceutical sector is actually 14%, and the contribution to India's exports is about 20%. And the cities that actually have pharma hubs in Maharashtra are Pune, Aurangabad and Mumbai. Maharashtra is not only the leading producer of cotton and sugarcane, but it also produces tobacco, cashew nuts and banana. So Maharashtra's food processing industry actually contributes 19% to the overall Indian output and 15% to India's exports. Now, coming back to the textile industries that we talked about earlier, Maharashtra's textile industry contributes roughly 12% 12% to India's output and 16% to India's exports. And when we have talked about all of these sectors, how can we miss the tourism department, the tourism sector of the state? Now, Maharashtra is a major tourist destination, particularly when we look at the cities Mumbai, Pune, when we look at religious places like Shirdi, as well as the heritage places like the Ajanta and Ellora caves. Now, the government of Maharashtra is aiming to bring about 30,000 crore rupees worth of investments into the state and produce additional 1 million jobs in this particular sector. Now that we've talked about almost every single sector that is available in the state, it is the right time to actually throw some light on the infrastructure of the state. Maharashtra has the largest road network in India, which expands to over 2.47 lakh kilometers. Not only that, but Maharashtra also has a strong railway network of over 5,500 kilometers. It has the second busiest airport in India, which is the Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj International Airport, and is also home to Mumbai Port, which is the busiest port of India. Now, important products like crude oil, petroleum, chemicals and fertilizers, they enter our country through the Mumbai port. So you can now see for yourself as to how Maharashtra has become India's richest state. All of these factors combined, all of the contributions to all of these industries and the economic history, they have all played a major role in making sure that Maharashtra becomes the richest Indian state. And by far, no other Indian state is coming close to the progress that Maharashtra has made. And it is on its way to become India's first $1 trillion economy. And I'm talking about the nominal terms, nominal GDP terms, and not the purchasing power parity terms. And due to all of these reasons, it is difficult for all the other states in India to catch up to the progress that Maharashtra has made anytime soon. So, what do you think about Maharashtra's economy? When do you think that Maharashtra will become India's first $1 trillion economy? Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you enjoyed watching this video, please share it with your friends and family. And please subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching this video and have a great day.